DeepSeek R1 is inching us closer to AGI, and it's open source. You can see here in benchmark test that DeepSeek R1 is on par with the performance of O1, and it costs less to run it. DeepSeek R1 is fully open source and open weight. You can download it from Hugging Face and on GitHub. There are also, this is really cool, distilled models that are 1.5B to 70B parameter versions. If you're interested in reading or researching about this model, they've published the whole entire white paper. And just to put a cherry on top of this whole ice cream sundae of awesome, it comes with an MIT license, so you can use it any way you want and distill it. That means we might see some fine tunes on Hugging Face around the corner. Besides downloading the model and running it on your own hardware or in the cloud, there are other ways that you can access this. You can go to deepseek.com and you can just use it right off of their website. They don't charge you anything for it. You just have to sign in. It's available on Abacus AI's Chat LLM platform. It's also on Olama. They have the 1.5B version all the way up to the 70B version, and it's on LM Studio. And all of this is just today. Like, this just came out this morning and everybody added it in. Well, let's get to work and start testing it. What is the average distance from the Earth to the Sun? How long would it take a vessel to reach the Sun from Earth traveling at a speed of 13,000 miles per hour? And that's about right. It says 0.82 years or about 9.8 months. That's roughly correct. A lot of AIs I've tested struggle with this one. I have a straw and a beer bottle with a marble in it. The bottle is glued to the floor. How can I get the marble out without breaking the bottle? This one I'm going to say is a fail because it did not come to the conclusion of use suction or use a vacuum, because that is what would be the correct answer. That's what this question looks like without the chain of thought. If I click Deep Think over here and I go and ask it the same question, now we're going to see its chain of thought and its thought process and how it's going to reason its way through this problem. I'd say we're halfway to the answer. It's saying to use air pressure by blowing through the straw, which is not exactly what we're getting at. It's kind of like using suction where you put the straw up against the marble, seal off the top of the straw, and that creates a vacuum. You get to see the thought process and its reasoning that it goes through in the chain of thought, where O1 hides that. It seemed to have skipped over the correct answer. It says, alternatively, if the marble is too heavy, maybe using the straw to suck it up, but I think blowing is more likely. But no, it was almost there. Now let's ask the serial versus parallel question on Deep Think mode. It takes 25 days for a man to grow a beard. 3 men grew beards. How long did it take them to grow beards? One quirky thing that I actually think is kind of cool about this model is partway through its thought process, it likes to use the word wait. It's like, wait a minute, and then it rethinks. The time remains 25 days for all 3 men to grow beards. It is assuming parallel. Now the guarded doors problem solving. You're facing 2 doors guarded by 2 guards. One of them always tells the truth and the other one always lies. One door leads to certain danger while the other leads to safety. You can ask one guard one question to determine which door to choose. What question should you ask? After a lengthy chain of thought process, it came to the conclusion to ask one guard what the other one would say, and that is actually correct. According to the benchmarks, the score is very high in coding and is comparable to O1 in that area, and some people even have claimed that this is better than Claude Sonnet at coding. I don't know because I'm not a programmer, but one question I like to ask is write an addition and subtraction calculator in Python. With something that simple, we would hope the code is elegant and simple, so let's see what we get. This is usually the amount of code that the more efficient coding models come up with. Let's run it and see if it works. Enter the first number, 5. Enter the second number, 5. Enter addition or subtraction, addition. And the answer is 10. Enter the first number, 5. Enter the second number, 5. And let's do subtraction. And the answer is 0. Good. As I'm making this video, I just noticed that Eric Hartford from Cognitive Computations, the organization that makes the dolphin models, just had a comment to make that he really likes R1, but to be honest, it's not as good as coding as he expected, and O1 performs better in his opinion. And he was saying that he uses this for coding and research. You can also see here that in his opinion, which I respect, Sonnet is better on reasoning. Now, he says, I say this out of love with the hope that this feedback will help the next iteration of R1. I can't wait to see where this goes in the future. These experiments are just stepping stones. We're headed in a direction here. From what I understand, the engineers on X that I follow, not the ones who make this, just ones who I follow who comment on this, were saying that the reinforcement learning system in this is advanced. And even if this model still has work to go, I think they have seemed to have made some kind of breakthrough in the post-training. I encourage you to please test this model, come up with some cool prompts, and show me what you got. Post in the comments what your results are with this. There are so many different directions to go with these chain of thought models and testing their process. That wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found some value in this, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, I just keep testing the latest open source models that come out, and I also have tutorials about how to set up different open source AI systems on your computer. If that's something you would like, please hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I make a new video. Hope to see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye now.